Infiniti has done a good job of producing stylish and powerful performance cars, much in the same way that BMW does, but they do it with an eye on the bottom line. So if you want a stylish, luxurious, and sporty car, and you don't want to spend a ton of money, Infiniti can provide one for you for thousands less than a similarly equipped BMW.
In the past, the performance difference between the two brands was quite huge, but over the last couple of years, that gap has really started to get a lot smaller, especially with the introduction of the G sedan and coupe. So now, to round out the G line, Infiniti has introduced the all-new G37 convertible with good looks, lots of power, and a starting price that's much lower than a lot of the competition. One of the trickiest elements for designers is to make a convertible that looks good with the roof up or down, but the G37 has the goods. The retractable hardtop has been designed to fold as neatly into the trunk as possible, so the designers could keep the rear trunk deck as low as the regular coupe.
There is a major problem with the roof. It eats up all the trunk space when stored. Say you're doing a tour of the Napa Valley and you want to buy some wine along the way. Well, forget it. All you'll be able to buy is maybe 1 or 2 bottles, and don't even bring your camera. For any buyer who wants to do road trips with the roof down, the G37 has drastic storage limitations.
Infiniti has done a great job of avoiding a lot of clutter, and the dash has a really nice, simple, clean look to it. The soft touch materials and the overall fit and finish really stand out in this car. The retractable hardtop roof can be put up or down in just under 30 seconds. Not only do you get a slick roof, but a solid list of standard equipment, including leather seats, push-button start, iPod interface, Bose stereo, and a backup camera.
You'll notice on the headrest there's a set of speakers on either side of the headrest, which really helps when driving with the roof down. Now, they don't blast your ears, they just help to fill in the sound that's lost when competing with the outside noise and wind.
The same 3.7-liter V6 engine that's found in the sedan is also carried over into the convertible. Now, due to the rerouting of the exhaust system, the horsepower is down just a little bit from 328 to 325. Not only that, but the engineers had to modify the rear suspension in order for the retractable roof to fold as low as it does. By the way, the same 7-speed automatic or 6-speed manual is offered in this car from the sedan. I am a drop-top kind of person, and I always love to have the top down when I have a convertible. And the great thing with the retractable hardtop, it's got extra insulation, so not only is it quieter on the inside when the top is up, you put on a pair of good winter tires, you've got extra insulation, it's actually a little bit warmer in the winter, so you can enjoy it all year round. I was really impressed with the G37 sedan and equally impressed with this convertible. Even with the top up, there's great outward visibility, and I didn't notice that there was any blind spots.
Infiniti has decided to make all of their convertibles sports models, which could prove to be a bit of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, the type of buyer who is looking for a performance car will be thrilled that they get a sport suspension, sport steering, and 19-inch wheels. But for many drivers, the choppiness of the ride might just put them off. That, along with the fact that the 6-speed manual transmission isn't as sporty as you might expect. The 7-speed paddle shifter automatic transmission actually makes the car feel more lively, because it always seems to have the revs in the exact right position to get the most out of the engine. Plus, the manual shift operation isn't that smooth. When I first got the G37 convertible, I thought, I'm gonna love this car. But in this convertible execution, I think it falls short a little bit. First, I mentioned it's the sport suspension. It's a little bit twitchy and jumpy in the corners. It's probably because they had to reconfigure the rear suspension to make it work in convertible form. I had also a chance to drive this back-to-back with the new Lexus ISC, their convertible, and I think they've done a better job of doing an overall better package.
Well, Zach, the current champion in this class is the BMW 3 Series convertible with really good looks and powerful engines. So, Zach, who do you think's top dog?
Well, I still think the 335 convertible from BMW is still the top dog. However, this Infiniti definitely has a compelling package. What do I like about it? First, it's drop dead gorgeous. It looks much better than the coupe version, I think, with the wider stance, especially over the back. I also like the beautiful 7-speed automatic transmission, a wonderfully powerful standard engine, a refined interior, and it just all comes together in a good package. Now, on the downside, the manual transmission I wouldn't get. I don't think it really works that well with the car in comparison. I had a chance to drive them both back to back. The 7-speed automatic makes it a much better car. Also, this is a sports car with a sports suspension, big tires, and it has a choppy ride and feel to it. It can bounce a little bit over bumps, it can be twitchy in the corners, and it isn't a relaxing car to drive. And the most obvious thing is the lack of cargo space. Like, who are we kidding here? So what do you think about it?
Well, Zach, the styling on this car is definitely what stands out the most for me. I love the exterior styling. It looks really sexy. And on the inside, they've done an absolutely fantastic job of making it look really classy, simple, sophisticated. And with the hard top up, the inside is actually fairly quiet for a convertible, and there's just enough power in the engine for me. On the downside, the driver's seat sits a little bit high for my liking, and I agree with Zach. The lack of cargo space in that trunk it's a huge turnoff for me. It would be one of the reasons why I probably wouldn't buy this car.
It could be a deal breaker for many people. Now, the thing is, at the beginning we mentioned that Infiniti has done it again. They brought out a car with lots of standard equipment. It's less expensive than the competition, but because of the ride and the lack of storage space, you might not get what you pay for.
Want more? Go to drivingtelevision.com and learn about Infiniti's new headrest speaker system.